Hey ladies, so today basically what I wanted to talk to y'all about is I got a comment asking me how I really conceal my face because of course I do have acne scarring and you can probably see a little bit of imperfection because this is like my everyday look basically. So this video is about how to conceal and cover up things you don't want people to see. So if you have that problem or you're trying to conceal, some acne scarring or just something that a scar that you got on your face, then keep watching this video. Okay, so to first talk about the concealers, somebody asked me how do I conceal my face. So the biggest thing for me is knowing what concealer to use on what. So I'll start off with that. So underneath my eyes, like I have this ridge right here that bothers me the most, more than the darkness. That really bothers me the most out of anything. So when doing underneath the eyes, you didn't want like a salmon, like a pinkish base concealer, because that pinkish salmon color is going to offset the veins in your eyes, any darkness in your eyes. So for that, when I normally do my eyes, I use a couple of things. I use either Amazing Cosmetics concealer. This is in the color tan. That's one of the products I use. Then I also use Bare Minerals Well Rested Eyes. This is a really light color though, so depending on your skin tone, this may or may not work really well for you. Either way, I kind of use this to set my other concealers, and it also brings light to the area, which I will be doing in this video. And then also, I use Erase Paste by Benefit. This is the number 2 medium, and that's another good under the eye. Drugstore Brand, I have used this Jemma Kid concealer. This is less salmon based, so I usually just use these for the spots on my face that I really want to cover up. This I think I got from Target. It was maybe $8. I like it though because it is a stick, so it lets me put a lot of concealer on at one time. So that's another option for your face. Of course, my Maybelline Superstay concealer. I've used this a lot and I like this a lot. It's a wand type of deal, so I definitely have liked that one. And the L'Oreal Super Blendable concealer, I'm all out of that one, but that's like a really good one to use also on your face. On my face, if you're looking for an upper end brand, like I said, both of these are drugstore brands, the Maybelline and the Jemma Kid, and both those will be listed below. I use my Bobbi Brown Duo Concealer. This is in the color Honey, and I have killed this honey, okay? And it also has like the setting powder and the concealer on these sides. So, either way, no matter what I'm going to do, if I'm going to use my tinted moisturizer today, or my BB cream, or I'm going to wear a full face foundation, I'm going to wear concealer underneath it just to cover up these spots. So, basically, if you have something major to cover up, like even though this looks really bad, I can really cover these up pretty easily. So if you have anything super major, like a really big scar, you're going to conceal before you put on your foundation. For me, because even though it's a lot of scarring and I just can cover up really well and they aren't that big to me, so I'm going to go ahead and do my foundation. Today I'm going to use Naked Skin. So what I'll do is use my beauty blender, do a couple pumps on my beauty blender, and just dot it onto my face. Spread the product out. And then I'll build with some coverage on the spots that really need some coverage. Make sure I don't end up around the corner of my nose. Just make sure I blend it in and you blend it in really well. Okay, so that does a lot of the covering for me. And of course, go down my neck and all that, and by my hairline. But that does a lot of the covering for me. You can't see as much as you could see. Of course, you still can see stuff, but not as much as you could see. So, it's bothering me. So, after that, then of course, that's what I need to conceal. So, either I use a couple brushes. This is the Sonia Kashuk. This is like a Drugstore Brand concealer brush. I use that. I use my Sephora collection. It's just a normal concealer brush that I can't seem to find right now. Oh, there it is. And all my brushes are dirty because it's cleaning day. And I wasn't really planning to make a video. This is number 45 concealer brush. And they're basically, seriously, the same thing. So, if you don't already own a regular brush, then go buy one from like Target. And then I also use my Sigma Precision Flat brush. This is like a flat, there's like no way to show you this. This is like a flat, flat synthetic brush, basically. So, depending on where I'm going to apply is where I'm going to put it. If you don't have a Sigma brush and you do have a concealer brush, you can use this to cover up, and I'll tell you how to do that. But the Sigma brush, since it is flat, it makes the concealer really just push in that concealer and put it into your skin, which makes it a lot easier to apply. So first, I'm going to conceal underneath my eyes. So today, I'm going to use the Erase Paste to start off with. So I'll put just a good amount of that on my brush, you know. And I'll tap on both sides. And it looks really pink, I know. But I'll just bring that down. And don't forget that inner corner of your eye. Because the vein that causes dark circles also runs on that part of your eye and on out. So, I also want to get as close to my waterline as possible. So after I spread the product out, even though it looks pink and it definitely is not my, normal skin tone, it actually blends in really well. Another tip that I forgot to say is don't buy concealer that's your same skin tone. Buy something that's at least one shade above. I recommend 2 shades above because you can always blend it in, which we're going to do, and that will help hide it. If you get something that's the same shade, it's going to end up being seen. So, I go in with my beauty blender. A cheaper version is the Sephora, and this is really dirty because I don't ever really use it anymore. It's the Sephora makeup sponge. This is like $12. These are $24. I think 24. I can't remember. Anyway, this is a good brand. So either way, use the pointer edge, and I'm gonna press down and really blend this in. And then you can also use your finger. Just use the ring finger and blend that in. Okay? And then I'm not done. After that, no matter which concealer I use, I always follow up this Bare Minerals Well Rested. And this is like a powder. They make it like a liquid version of this concealer. I prefer the powder. I do use it to set my concealer, no matter which one I use on top of, and then I set it with powder, and then sometimes I set that with translucent powder. And this is what I'm going to use to set it. It's actually the Urban Decay Shadow pencil I got in my Naked, and this just applies this really well underneath my eyes. So I take it, and I take a good amount. This is how it looks before I pat it. And I'm going to take it in the bottom of this container and pat it out. But it's still a lot of product that's packed on there. Like, it's a lot of product packed on there. And that's how I want it. So I'm going to go in. And I make sure I follow that ridge. Because remember, that's what I really don't like about underneath my eyes. And this will set it. It's also a concealer itself. So it sets it and it brings light to this area. which is what I want. So my concentration is that ridge on my eye, but I'm also going to go all over and not forget about the inner corner of my eye. And then I can press this in with my ring finger also, or go in with the brush. Okay. So my eyes, I'm going to let this really set into my skin, and then I'll go in with what I put on my acne scars. Now, I'm going to do one set of concealer with acne scars with a regular concealer brush, and then I'm going to go in on the second half and do it with the precision brush. So, I'm going to use my Bobbi Brown concealer. I'm going to go ahead and just dab off the corner. I'm like totally hitting pan on this one. And where I want to conceal, I'm just going to pat it on. And I'm pretty generous with it. Oh, shoot. I forgot what I just said. Alright, so I'm going to pat it on. And I'm really pressing it into my skin versus spreading the product out. I am spreading it out a little bit because I am definitely going to blend it out. But I'm really pressing it into my skin first. From there, I'm going to take my ring finger and just press it in again. Pressing motions, not spreading the product out because, oops, there's a hair on me. I should have the product where I want it by now. So really press that in with your finger. Okay, so that's pressed in on that side. I wait for it to set before, I wait for the powder and the concealer to kind of dry before I set it with powder. So while that's drying on that side, I'm going to go in with my PA 80 Precision Flat Brush and my Bobbi Brown concealer again. So get a good nice little amount on that one. I'm going to press. And with this one, I swirl it around. Like in that spot, I'm pressing it in, but I'm also turning the brush over. I'm trying to press it as far into my skin as possible. And then if I see somewhere that I need to go in with my finger, by all means, I will go in with that. So see, with this side, this kind of did the pushing it in and spreading it out and patting it down versus me doing it with my finger on the side. So then, of course, I'm going to set that. For that, I can use my Bobbi Brown. Since it is the duo, I can use the setting powder over here to set it. So I go in with just the regular powder brush. And I set this powder. And you want to make sure you set your concealers with like a powder, because if not, they're going to fade off and they can crease. Okay, so that pretty much conceals anything that I don't want people to see. So back to my eyes. So now I have set it with the Bare Minerals powder, and I'm not done because I can still see this ridge right there. I know you see it too. I know you see it too. So from then, I go in with my Dream Illumi pen. I don't even know what it's called because it's all gone, but I'll list it below. I turn it a couple times, and I take that down the ridge. Obsessed a little? Yeah, I think so, but I'm okay with it. I'm going to take this handy dandy finger and press this in to my skin. I'm really not trying to spread this product out. It also brings light to the area. So I only put it where I really feel like I need light brought to the area. Okay, so now I finished with my concealer. That's really it. So I'll go in with my, I'll go in with my Mineralize Skin Finish by MAC and really just buff this into my skin. Okay, I buffed that all over my skin, but of course in my eyes it still seems off color. So what I do then is go in, this is like a brush by Crown. It's like a flat angled brush and it has a lot of bristles in it, you know, a lot of little, you know, bristles. So I'm going to go in with my Mineralize Skin Finish. I'm really just going to get a nice little amount of that in there. And then this is perfect for getting in those areas that I could not get with the big fluffy powder brush. Now I'm going to make sure I go down where all that product was before. And really set underneath my eyes. And that's really it. And of course, I follow up with the rest of my face routine. So if you want to see that, then I'll link that video below because I've actually already done this. But that's really how I do my face. And then of course, either I follow up with my all-nighter spray or my De-Slick Urban Decay spray. And then if you still have trouble with your makeup staying, what I'm going to do if it's going to be a long day is I go in with my MAC Fix Plus and I spray it like on my brush. So if I was going to use this concealer brush, before I dip it in, I would spray it and then dip the brush in because it's supposed to make your makeup last longer. So if you apply that on your skin while you're applying the concealer, it just really makes your concealer stick a whole lot better. So that's really all I do to conceal my face. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye-bye.